There might not be another Last of Us game, Druckmann suggests. Grant Hill over to Insider Gaming. In a recent interview with Variety, Neil Druckmann suggested that The Last of Us might be over and done with. He said, quote, "Don't bet on there being more Last of Us," end quote. It's rather an ambiguous statement. It's not immediately clear if he's saying there's no more Last of Us games coming now, or if The Last of Us Part 3 will be the final game in the series. In April, the second season of the award-winning HBO series will drop more than 2 years after the first season arrived. It's quite a ways away, to be honest. The Last of Us was released in 2013 and has since been remastered and re-released no fewer than, 743 times across multiple platforms. Things like Skyrim.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right? In 2020, the follow-up title, aptly named The Last of Us Part 2, was released. It was a controversial title in many ways, but it was still a masterpiece of a game that turned heads worldwide. On April 3rd, Part 2's newest iteration, The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, will be released on PC. In a recent segment with Variety, Neil Druckmann talked about the second season of the Emmy Award-winning show. He sat down with Craig Mazin, with whom he had pioneered the creation of one of the best live-action adaptations in gaming history. Fair to say. In one section, Druckmann answered the questions about the existence of The Last of Us Part 3, which had been rumored on and off, but never confirmed. When asked about the possibility of the game surfacing, he said, quote, "I was waiting for this question." I guess the only thing I would say is don't bet on there being more Last of Us. This could be it. End quote. It's ever so slightly ambiguous. It could mean that there's nothing more planned after a third game, or it could mean that we're stuck with a 2-game series that'll never see the light of day. In December 2023, the online multiplayer game was also canceled, just to take note of that and crush my dreams a little bit more, Michael. It's been a rough day to talk about The Last of Us. What is happening here? Why aren't we going to get another game? Neil Druckmann said in the past he's got the vision for it now. Is he just too busy? Don't forget, they're also working on their new game, Intergalactic. The Heretic Prophet, I think is how the rest of that title goes. So they're like, dude, are they just too busy, Michael?
Too busy. I'm sure the multiplayer game canceled has to leave a little bit of a bad taste in his mouth, right? Especially if he does believe in this franchise. I think we're done. I think we're done. I don't think we're gonna get a Last of Us Part 3, Drew. I feel like when one of your games gets canceled, I feel like that is kind of gonna hurt, right? We had big hopes, right? We've seen people come out. I think Yoshida said that he liked what the game was when he played it. So you had all these rave reviews. It still gets canceled. I think we're done, Drew. I think this is Druckmann just saying, look, we're moving on to other things. We tried something, didn't work out. Sony shut it down. Why do I want to work on a third one? What if Sony shuts that one down? Maybe if the HBO Season 2 goes absolutely bananas, that will reinvigorate him, Drew. But for now, I think we're stuck with The Last of Us Part 2 remastered, and maybe a remastered deluxe edition when they start running out of money.
Well, that sucks. I'm just saying. Like, the way 2 ended left opportunities to see where 3 could go, for sure, right? But it does have a decent, solid ending of, okay, this is it, fading off into the sunset. But there is opportunities for another one. I honestly thought we would see a third. I thought Druckmann and the team over there would like to get into a third. But like you say, when they canceled the multiplayer, maybe that just took the wind out of their sails and they're like, I'm done with The Last of Us for now. Let's just move on. Never say never, as I've learned in my years of experience in this industry. It is an opportunity to maybe come back around, but PS6, PS7 maybe is when we could see that revitalization of, hey, I got something, right? Never say never.
Yeah,
Hopes
sure.
are there, but we're also all waiting for their Half-Life 3. So, that's how this all goes. So, but maybe he's so focused right now, right? Obviously, with the Season 2 coming out for HBO, there's all that. They're all working on the Intergalactic. So they're just too scattered around as it is to come up with that third title. And then, dude, the multiplayer, I would have loved to have been in that multiplayer discussion and say, hey, look, just put it out there. The days of us just getting okay, here's the game, here's the multiplayer, now go. It doesn't happen anymore, right? Because the
No.
multiplayer has to hit. The multiplayer has to keep people coming back. The multiplayer has to generate an ongoing influx of cash. Sucks. Because if they could have had that going, honestly, they should have just pushed it over to Sony Ben. Or, yeah, Sony Ben. Let Ben Studios take care of that. Let them grow that multiplayer component. Naughty Dog's already in on the foundation of it all. Like, man, they got to have those files stored away somewhere. Come on, Sony. Like, figure it out over there. Give it to Ben. What are they working on now that their game is canceled? I talk about them all the time because they've worked with Naughty Dog in the past. So I think it just makes a good fit. It's a good partnership. But yeah, getting back into the fact that we're not going to get a third entry. Yeah, we obviously know how 2, I'm not going to get into spoilers, but 2 had a bit of a shakeup within the industry and fans were in a big uproar. But we still left at such a moment at the end of the game that there's huge opportunities. We can go into a deeper story of Abby. We can go into more with Ellie, right? I don't think you have Last of Us Part 3 without Ellie, for sure. But there's still opportunities here. And man, what is Neil Druckmann up to then, besides the Intergalactic, which we've seen very little of at the Game Awards, just a little teaser, which looked pretty cool. But at the same time, we're now heading into outer space, which then kind of terrifies me because we haven't seen a lot of the games really kind of pay off that we hope for. Starfield comes to mind, right? That sort of thing. We'll see if again, though, it is a Naughty Dog game where they definitely know how to tell a story. So we will see. It just seems to me like right now, Last of Us Part 3 is on a hiatus, and it could be for a very long time.